Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if you are Wendy Williams, I know y'all saw the doc. If you haven't, go ahead and watch it. Listen, I thought Lifetime was going to be the ones taking advantage of Wendy Williams and making her look bad, but now I see why her guardian, that little con artist, if you want my opinion, and all the people around her are scrambling because that documentary, just like the Free Britney documentary, might be the thing that breaks this evil spell that the Guardian has over Wendy. And by evil spell, I mean the court ordered guardianship. You guys, we got to talk. But guess what? Kevin Sr., who I literally blame for the majority of Wendy's problems, has come out and pointed the finger at her sister. What he does give you is a little more context and missing info on how all this came to be. Y'all, I don't know if it was on purpose or if it was her being naive, but she was the reason that the conservatorship could get Wendy where they needed her to be. Baby, we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about Kev Jr. Baby, leave that boy alone. The internet is going in on him because of this itemized list that the bank actually said that he did. And this is the reason they put her in a conservatorship. And the reason they are not allowing her only son and heir to see her. I would like to address this. First of all, if you guys don't know, Kev Jr. is Wendy's heart and soul. Always was. Wendy, over a 10-year period, okay, suffered 5 or more, definitely 5, maybe as much as 8 or 9 miscarriages. She even had 2 miscarriages within 6 months. She was desperate to give birth. She was desperate to have a child. Kev Jr. is the living embodiment of every prayer she gave to God. Every prayer. And let's not forget when Wendy, during that time, had Kev Sr. acting a fool and treating her in very diddy ways, minus the white fingernail polish. If you know what I mean. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please go Google it, because Kev Sr., to me, against my opinion, give me all my opinion, please go do your own research. He appeared to be a monster to Wendy. Okay, so where does that leave us? Hold on. Now, keep that in mind, because can you tell me how Wendy is not somebody that works at Walmart. No shade to somebody working at Walmart, but Wendy is worth $40 million. Forbes just issued something today trying to say she's only worth $500,000. Where did the money go? Sabrina, the Guardian, we're looking at you. But assuming that that's just not a false report, Wendy is worth $40 million. She's not a regular person. She is Wendy Williams. Kev Jr. is her heart and soul. Who are you as the bank and some random lady working in a bank to wake up and decide that a Black millionaire's only son, who is our pride and joy and the living embodiment of every prayer she gave to God for over 10 years, does not deserve to live in a luxury apartment and to spend $10,000 on Uber Eats? That's the smoking gun why Wendy's whole life was taken away from her? This is the financial abuse you speak of? The son of a multi-millionaire worth $40 million? This is the same amount y'all thought Simon Gabodia, I know y'all, you're going to bring it up. This is the same amount that y'all thought Simon Gabodia, right, was worth. And him and Portia were private flights, do this, do that, luxury. And y'all were like, yes, Black wealth. But when you actually see real Black wealth, the bank decides, who are you to decide that somebody's only child, their pride and joy, a multi-millionaire's child, does not deserve to be spoiled? How does that equal financial abuse? Right? And I also want to know, right? That's your proof? Ubers and a luxury, him paying rent and him eating? I'm not even getting in the what? Oh, that's too much. Baby, that's for you. Is your daddy a multimillionaire? Is your mama a multimillionaire? Is one of your aunts a multimillionaire? Uncle, cousin? If you've never actually had experience to the leisure class, please, I beg of you, stop. Please Google what Paris Hilton, what her allowance look like. Please Google all these. All these trust fund kids. If we can accept that rich white Trust fund kids exist and they live off of their parents to the end of their days until they get married and they even marry family money. Then why is it so hard to believe that basically what Kev Jr. is a black trust fund kid who's his mom's only heir, who loves his mom and who his mom loves him? Why is that a signal of financial abuse? Ask yourself why you just woke up and that bank just woke up and decided that. Again, usually when you see instances of financial abuse with wealthy parents, they didn't say he lost millions in a Bitcoin scan, right? He's not blowing it all in some stock to like raise the Titanic, right? You don't see his friends on payroll or doing anything sketchy. That boy didn't touch Wendy's money. Wendy spoiled her only child, like a good multimillionaire does. When you have talking about 10,000 on Uber Eats, baby, 8,000 apartment, and you think for a boy, he's not even 25 years old yet. Y'all think that that's a lot, but even if y'all do, who is a bank to come in and say because a mother is spoiling her child in a way that is not more than rich kids are normally spoiled? You see what I'm saying? It's not anything thing. Who are you to say that he doesn't deserve it? And this is financial abuse because he doesn't deserve it, y'all. Wendy Williams is worth 40 million. Is anybody clocking what Steven Spielberg's children spend? How much he pays for their rent? What they do? Is anybody clocking Paris Hilton and before she had all these deals, what she was doing? Is anybody clocking the children of the wealthy? Like, you let a jeweler, the Guardian said that was financial abuse and used that as an excuse to never let her son see her again. And the courts agree with it. But the Guardian actually let Wendy pay for Wendy to take a random jeweler while the Guardian knew Wendy had dementia and hire him to be her manager. Y'all, trust fund babies blow through cash. Now, I'm sorry that 95% of the world will never know what it is, but Wendy has the right to spoil her son. Listen, his mom didn't work for the city. Why doesn't a black trust fund kid deserve to live in a luxury apartment and spend $10,000 on Uber Eats a month? That's $2,000 a week. Maybe he was ordering crab feast. Maybe he was doing what he said he was in those documents and ordering his mom's food and everything like that, because the Guardians, while he was paying for Uber Eats, it wasn't just for him, it was for Wendy. Baby, all you need to know, look at those kids shopping in Erewhon. If you don't know what Erewhon is, don't even bother. Shopping in Erewhon, literally buying $20 smoothies and $30 hamburgers at the grocery store. It's like the rich people's Whole Foods. And tell me how somebody could spend $10,000 in food on a month between him and his mother that he has to get specialized organic food. There was no trips to Vegas. There was no gambling debt. There was no alcohol. There was nothing him blowing Wendy's money or literally showing anything irresponsible that financially irresponsible financial abuse happens. And the court took a black trust fund kid being spoiled and said you can't ever see your mom. Y'all, listen. Anyway, let's get back into what the Kev was saying. Kev actually opens up something very, very important. Kev actually this is Kevin Sr., okay? Not little, listen, leave Kevin Jr. alone. I'm sick of this. Everybody want black luxury, black wealth to see generational wealth passed down, but then you want that generational wealth to be used by the same people that can't even pay rent. And I'm not shading anyone. I'm just saying we need to, I think so many few people know what generational wealth is and how it acts. You can make your own rules that again, and this is the last thing I'm going to say. If you are living just paycheck to paycheck, and we've seen our own parents do it, they live in paycheck to paycheck and they will splash out $2,000 for a kid's party. 5,000 for the for a quinceañera, 10,000 for a quinceañera, 5,000 for whatever. And that is like, and they're only making 60,000 a year. Why is it so hard to believe that a woman that has 40 million and is making 20 million a year is putting her son in a luxury apartment and letting him go ham on Uber Eats. That's all you got? This is the extent of what the court considered financial abuse, a black child being spoiled by his mother? Anyway, right? Kevin Hunter is claiming Wendy's sister it was in cahoots with the Wendy Show producers, but the sister ended up getting played and says she has blood on her hands too. Y'all, again, I do believe that this is the missing link to what's actually going on and how they actually got their hooks into Wendy. I do believe this is the missing link. Let me just read what he said about blood on the hands because, baby, I don't know. I really honestly believe that what's happening to Wendy is sad. I believe that everybody kind of played a role in it, except for Kev Jr. But it's important. Let me know if y'all want me to go live on Wendy. Okay. This is really, I just want to say before I read this is really important info. And it's a big missing piece of what went down those last days on the show and how the bank and guardianship was able to wrestle control of Wendy from her family. Like her sister was the one that let in the wolves, thinking that she was happening. Okay. One thing I will say when I read this, and I will say it again, these people planned all this. They just needed Wendy in New York. Don't forget, Kev Jr. said that she kept getting all these insistent phone calls talking about come to New York, come to New York, come to New York. Kev Sr. said, okay, so everyone heard Blank Kevin. I know I'm still saying Blank Kevin through the docuseries. No problem. The show took precedence over everything, including family. Kevin, shut up when you were beating Wendy like a dog, cheating on her, and you were the cause of all her anguish. And every single time you left her and mistreated her, she went into a spiral. Now, I'm not saying every man's accountable for their own sins, but Kevin, shut up. Seriously, but let's hear what he got to say. The president took everything, including family. You were the husband. You were the husbander. You should have played your part, but you couldn't stand the fact that Wendy was that shine. So you literally found a way to not only extinguish her light, but you didn't realize that all the steps you had tied was your light too. Anyway, he said, what I guess they left out was that while she was in Florida getting recovery 3 years ago, there were secret calls her sister set up with Debmar Mercury with false pretenses that she would be getting the show back. That was a lie and broke Blank more than anything. They only were trying to get her there to satisfy an insurance claim so they could obviously replace losses and money that they were stealing, 5 to 15 million. And they wanted control of Wendy. They wanted control. Her sister was trying to get ultimate control herself and was medical proxy at the time. But her naivety allowed her only to be played. And once she got back to New York, they kicked her sister out and she spiraled worse. I was involved at the time. Blood is on a lot of hands. That's right. Blood's on your hands. Blood's on Wendy's sister's hands. Blood's on everybody's hands except for Kev Jr. But at this point, instead of just being like, oh, it's F Kev, because Kev, you know you were horrible to her, in my opinion. Again, go do your own research, is my opinion. But at the end of the day, all right, so what you gonna do? Are you going to save the mother of your son? Or are you just worried about what's going to be in your pocket? Because as much as you want to be this baby, Wendy was surrounded by wolves. That's sad. That's sad. And let me say, don't come in here talking about that karma. Karma is a result of your actions. It's not some random force just going around randomly getting people that giggle or laugh. It is the natural consequence of your actions. Maybe this is the consequence of Wendy's actions. Maybe if Wendy could spin her, but I'm not going to sit there. I don't care if it's karma and let a bank and a guardian and whoever else completely do a Britney on someone that is an icon, not just in Black media, but in American media. She is an American icon and she deserves to live her days free. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.